At this point in the NBA season, almost every team has played just above 41 games, and we have a pretty good idea of the award races in the NBA. With that being said, today we're going to be talking about my mid-season NBA awards, from your standard MVP to a team award like most disappointing and most surprising team of this NBA season. And without further ado, we're going to get right into things, and starting off with my MVP for the 22-23 season is once again, for the third straight season, accomplishing something only Bill Russell, Larry Bird, and Wilt Chamberlain have ever done: Nikola Jokic being a three-time MVP. Jokic's Nuggets are currently top of the West with a 30-13 record, and Jokic is putting up 25, 11, and nearly 10 assists on 69% true shooting. The Nuggets' net rating when he's off the floor is also a minus 11.9, which is one of the largest figures in the NBA among all-stars on and off numbers, and I do believe he should be MVP. He's also leading the best offense in the league in Denver, on one of the best overall teams in the league in Denver. And some honorable mentions are Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, and Luka Doncic, who are all having incredible seasons, but I just think Jokic truly deserves it, and he should win his third straight. The next award is Rookie of the Year, and this we won't discuss for as longer because it's really clear who the winner is at this point. If he stays healthy, it will most definitely be Paolo Banchero, the #1 pick from the Orlando Magic. He's having a great rookie season, averaging 27-4 on 55 true shooting, which isn't great, but for a rookie isn't terrible either. Benedict Mathurin is an honorable mention, but Paolo, he was in all-star conversations at a certain point in his rookie year, and I think nobody would be surprised if he makes it next year. He's a great scorer. He's a 4 who can score from the mid-range, score from 3. He hasn't shot great from 3 in his rookie season, but he has that perimeter scoring to his game, can score inside as well. He's also a growing and talented passer, just a great offensive player for years to come for Orlando, and he will be Rookie of the Year if he stays healthy. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year, an award that is tougher than usual without Rudy Gobert in the contention, as he is a 3-time winner of that award recently. Marcus Smart took it home last year, but Gobert is always a contender, and this year he really isn't for the Minnesota Timberwolves, struggling a bit to adjust to life with the fit on his new team. But when we're talking about Defensive Player of the Year, I believe it's a toss-up between Jaren Jackson Jr. and Brook Lopez. Lopez is averaging 2.5 blocks a game and is posting the 5th best defensive Raptor in the league on a 27-16 Bucks team. He has played 42 games this year. Jackson Jr. is averaging over 3 blocks a game, as well as a steal in 26 games for a 29-13 Memphis Grizzlies squad. Jackson has been, in my opinion, slightly more effective on the defensive end, but he has only played 26 games and Lopez has played 42. Right now, I might give a slight nod to Lopez because of how he has been more healthy and played 16 more games than Jackson up to this point. Lopez has played almost every game for Milwaukee and been a key part for them, especially with Middleton missing some time. You know, he's been great on the offensive end, but he has been so good on the defensive end. But if Jackson stays healthy for the rest of the season, he has a very serious case for the Defensive Player of the Year, and it very well could and maybe should be his award if he can stay healthy, which has been a question at times for Jackson Jr. throughout his career. Next up is the Most Improved Player award, and with this award, it's always a question of who made the biggest jump or who made the most impressive jump. Did someone go from bad to good, good to really good, or from star to superstar like Ja Morant did last season? As Ja Morant was already a really good player, but he took his game to the next level, and obviously the Grizzlies were a high seed with a great record, and Morant just was on a superstar level last season for Memphis. I think some candidates this season, you could even look at Luka Doncic or a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or a Tyrese Halliburton, but I'm going to pick Lauri Markkanen for this award. Markkanen was seen by many not as a complete bust, but as a disappointing player for the 7th overall pick up to this point in his career, prior to being traded to Utah from Cleveland this offseason, being dealt in that big blockbuster Donovan Mitchell trade, and he has been a revelation for the Jazz this season, playing at a high all-star level. Looking at his numbers, last season he averaged around 15, 6, and an assist a game on 44, 36, 85 splits, taking around 11.5 shots per game. This season he is averaging 24.6 a night, 8.6 boards, and 2 assists on 52, 41, 87 splits, and he's taken around 5 more shots per game. Not to mention, he's had a Jazz team that many thought would be in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, 23-24 midway through the season, and very much in the playoff hunt. Moving on to Coach of the Year, and for this one, there are many choices to pick from. You could go with someone like JB Bickerstaff with the Cavs, a new guy like Joe Mazzulla, who's done a great job with the Boston Celtics, and I think I would have him in second place, but in first place, I have to put the man who took over for Steve Nash, and the Nets have been great ever since, Jacques Vaughn for the Brooklyn Nets. With him at the helm, they're 25-10, and before his injury, Kevin Durant was playing like a serious MVP candidate, and Kyrie Irving was also playing some of his best basketball in recent years. He's done a great job just cutting distractions out and managing the egos of their 2 stars, and really just getting the team to put their heads down and work. As I said, under him they've been 25-10, and overall under Jacques Vaughn, the Brooklyn Nets just look like so much more of a focused basketball team. Moving on to our last player award, and that is 6th Man of the Year. This one is interesting. You have a lot of candidates. Someone who could add a 6th Man of the Year to their very deep list of accomplishments is Russell Westbrook, a main candidate people have discussed, probably the most high-profile player in the NBA currently coming off the bench, and he most definitely is a candidate for this award, but I wouldn't say he is currently leading the race. If we look at some other candidates, Norman Powell is one for the LA Clippers. He's played 39 games, but he has been ultra efficient getting buckets for them, putting up 15.6, 3 and 2 on a great 60% true shooting. And then we look at Westbrook, whose counting stats as usual have been good. 16, 6 and 8 for someone coming off the bench is very nice, but that 50% true shooting mark is not great at all. Benedict Mathurin, a rookie for the Pacers, is very much in this race as well, putting up 17 a game, more than any other player on this list. And it's not on terrible true shooting, especially for a rookie. 55.7 isn't great, but it is better than Russell Westbrook, and he has most definitely, shown he has a case for this award at this point in the season. And Malcolm Brogdon, someone who has played less minutes than all these guys, but is on the best team in the Celtics by far out of all the guys in this race, and has been super efficient, just playing under 24 minutes a night, putting up 14, 4 and 4 on 63% almost true shooting, which is magnificent in 39 games played. All players have put up real cases for the awards, but as of right now, I'd have to give it to Malcolm Brogdon. Even though he's played less games than a few of the guys on this list, he's just been so efficient, and his team is really good, and he's really helping them out this season clearly. And now, with the player awards done, we're going to have 2 additional ones: the most surprising team and the most disappointing team from this 2022-23 NBA season so far. And starting with the most disappointing team, I think it's got to be the Phoenix Suns. You could say a team like the Atlanta Hawks, the Minnesota Timberwolves, teams that made big trades over the offseason, had big-time additions, but the Phoenix Suns won 60 games last year, and they are now currently sitting at 12th in a packed Western Conference. And Devin Booker's had another very good season when he's been on the floor, but he has missed some time, and the whole Jay Crowder situation's been weird. They've missed him this season. Chris Paul has missed some games as well, and he does clearly look like he's taking a bit of a step back. DeAndre Ayton's been not as engaged with him seemingly wanting to play for another team, and he could be a guy that gets traded at the deadline. They've been very disappointing. Even though other teams might have made more offseason additions than them, they still were one of the best teams in the league last season, and they are currently 12th in the Western Conference, but we may talk about them more in a separate video. As for the most surprising team in the league so far, for me it either has to be the Sacramento Kings or the Utah Jazz. Now the Jazz definitely had lower expectations. Some people thought the Kings could be a play-in team, but at the time I'm recording this, they are the 4th seed in the Western Conference and have one of the best offenses in basketball, with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis just playing great basketball. If you look at their numbers on the season, Fox in 39 games is averaging almost 24 points a game and 6 assists. And then you have Sabonis, who the offense has really been running through this season, averaging 19 a game, almost 13 rebounds, as well as 7 assists on 61, 38, 75 splits. He has been phenomenal, and at least one of these two should most definitely be an all-star and represent Sacramento at All-Star Weekend in Utah. And that is my mid-season NBA award picks. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all are looking forward to the second half of the NBA season like I am. Comment below your thoughts, like and subscribe, and I thank y'all for watching.